Welcome to the first episode of TurinView, where we combine Luca Turin's view from his perfume guide with my own. So in this case it's a perfume by Parfums. This is an all-natural brand based in the UK, and this particular fragrance is called India. It was rated a 3-star in the new guide, which is a good rating, generally positive, with the description Frankincense Floral. Similar in spirit to the Aveda Chakra fragrances, this is the smell of mostly Boswellia serrata, the kind of frankincense used in Ayurvedic medicine. I do like the smell of Boswellia serrata, of which I have a whole giant jar which I got for £15 on eBay UK, so I'm all set. That was not actually a Luca Turin review, it was actually Tanya Sanchez's partner. For me, I find that quite not really appropriate for the fragrance. It's definitely more to it than just buying a jar of frankincense off eBay for £15. I think that comment is quite ignorant, to be honest, and not accurate to the actual fragrance. So I don't agree with this particular one. I do agree with the rating 3-star and being good. It's not incredible, it's not amazing, but it's not bad. It's a good fragrance, so the rating is fine. I just disagree with the view of the way it's portrayed in writing. I don't think is accurate or fair. To give you a little bit of further context into her particular reviews, she gave Maison Francis Kurkdjian Oud Satin Mood a 1-star rating. So take her view with a pinch of salt, I think. So what I get when I first spray this, I notice a little bit of the citrus. There's, I think, bergamot in the opening. You do definitely get a refreshing citrus quality in the opening. You immediately get a rich, warm incense accord and a little bit floral kind of nuances there. It does obviously rely on frankincense, you can notice it, but it's also mixed with labdanum, which gives it this kind of deeper, thicker, slightly sweeter tone. So, and there's a hint of a spice, and I'm not sure, I think it might be coriander from reading from the note list that she provides. So there is this rich kind of beautiful incense accord that relies kind of mix of frankincense, labdanum mainly as the accord, with just a hint of a kind of a warmth, kind of herbal spice, and a refreshing kind of opening of a sweet citrus. As it develops, you notice white florals coming through. Mainly to my nose, I get the jasmine sambac, a very kind of soft, creamy, non-indolic, cleaner kind of jasmine, softer. That's really nice. It works really well with the incense accord. It's balanced very well. There's harmony to the fragrance, which I like. You can tell there's thought being put into the balance of the incense to the spice to the floral. It's thought about, which is why I don't agree with the Tanya Sanchez description of the fragrance, because it's clearly not just frankincense. There's time and thought being put into the composition of balance and harmony. And it smells really good. It comes across to me smelling like a natural incense fragrance, but with this, like, I would say almost the florals become part of the incense. So it's almost smelling like, I can imagine burning incense sticks in India in the streets, walking down the market stalls, and you have this naturally floral incense smoke floating through the air down the street as you're walking through. That's kind of what I picture, more of a floral incense burner. You get a hint of a creamy kind of sandalwood note as well. There's a blonde soft woodiness, just hints of it in the base as well, and during the mid kind of section, balanced with those mix of florals. I would say this one is completely unisex and probably suited to spring and autumn mainly. As it dries down further, the florals kind of fade away, and what you're left with is I would say a combination of frankincense and labdanum, and the labdanum gives it this kind of really nice warm kind of sweetness, whereas the frankincense gives kind of a cooling quality So it's a really nice combination of kind of hot and cold in a way, which is nice, and it balances out from just smelling like frankincense with this kind of sweetness of the resin of the labdanum. I think it's a really nice natural incense-based fragrance, and if you like incense accords in perfumes, this might be one you want to check out. Although it does use kind of a noticeable frankincense, to me it doesn't come across, so to speak, like a church or like a Catholic church, which sometimes that you can get that vibe from heavy frankincense. I don't feel that with this at all. I think the combination of florals in here, it's not just jasmine by the way, I think there's a little bit of tuberose and a little bit of rose, and you get kind of nuances of those as well. You do get a hint of rose during the mid, but not directly, it doesn't jump out as a main note, it's kind of harmonized and balanced. So like hints of florals, you get a little tiny bit of rose, a little bit of jasmine, so it's kind of balanced. But it's that kind of combination of florals and the sweeter side of the laudanum which stops it smelling like a church incense, and to me reminds me of, like I say, like a floral infused natural incense stick that you might smell, walking through the streets in India, in spiced kind of stalls where they're selling coriander seeds on the street. It's a nicely blended natural incense fragrance. In terms of performance, I get around 7 to 8 hours on my skin, but the projection is more personal and close within the first hour. It's not one that pushes off too far. It is an intimate kind of fragrance that way. Hope you enjoyed the video. That was the first episode of TurinView, where we compare Luca Turin's perfume guide to my own. In this case, we kind of disagree. Hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you again next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.